This episode of The Borough Sound is brought to you by our friends over at Hello Piffy. They are a cannabis delivery service based in the GTA. You can find them on Leafly, 7 Days a Weed, Instagram at Hello Piffy, and on their website at hellopiffy.ca. If you tell them that The Borough Sound sent you, you will save 30% off your order. Enjoy the rest of the show. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Borough Sound Podcast, recording here live at the UUIN Collective. I am your host with the most, DJ Czar, aka Big Turk. And today we have, every guest is special, but I'm not gonna lie, this guy just showed me some tracks in the studio, and this guy, he got it, bro. Toxic in the building.
What up, yo? Thanks for the introduction, man. Super stoked to be here. First podcast.
Yo, this is big, bro.
Super crazy.
I appreciate you even wanting to do it, and you seem like you would enjoy doing a podcast in general.
Yeah, man. It's always something that I definitely would like to do. It's so cool to just sit and have conversations and talk about shit, So definitely something that I'm trying to get more into.
Okay.
Yeah,
talk about shit. We're gonna talk a lot today. First, and I know y'all probably can't see it because it's kind of cold out here, so we have to bundle up. But
freezing.
The man came swagged out. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to discuss. Yeah. So fashion does seem like something that you enjoy.
Dude, definitely. Fashion is my passion. You know what I'm saying? Even starting off, I always worked retail jobs where I would sell clothes and stuff. Even when I was a kid, in high school, I would try and print shit on t-shirts and hoodies. I've made merch pieces for shows and shit, and I want to get more into the clothing. I have these hats that I made. I made a demo of a hoodie. I'm just getting more into it and getting more creative because it's another way of expression. It's just fun, man. And there's nothing better just walking and someone's like, yo, that's a fucking dope thing, and you're like, yeah, I made that, and it's it's nice. It's okay, at least I can make, I don't look like I'm a clown or something, Yeah.
What styles of fashion would you say inspire you? Because I see a hip hop influence.
Yeah.
But I also sense that there's also probably some pop punk elements as well. So what do you use?
Honestly, I like to just blend because like you said, the hip hop with the shoes and the fitteds and sort of just the general swag and shit. Like I don't really use the word swag, but you know what I'm saying? That shit really, because that's where the inspires me in music. And then definitely the rock stuff, the chains, the zippers on the pants, the spikes and stuff. Yeah, I super dig that stuff because pop punk, even I have I baggy shorts that I love to wear. They look like they're from Blink 182 or something. That whole all forms of rock. I like to sort of influence. There's punk where you can have the tartan pants and all that kind of stuff, and it kind of ties in with metal where it's kind of more black, leather, spikes, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And kind of just going into each one and taking the best things. Yeah.
So you're incorporating many different elements, but are there any particular individuals within fashion that you look up to or inspire you?
Yo, honestly, I fuck with Kanye.
Kanye's the guy.
The fact that he does music, fashion, production, it's a similar path that I can see myself in.
All at such a high level too.
Yeah, it's just so inspiring. It's crazy. But
what do you think of what's going on with him now with the social media? I honestly think it's to promote his Netflix thing.
Yeah, and it's I don't know, man. You can never trust what media is pushing or anything like that. And honestly, I think it's just entertainment. I think maybe it's a little out of pocket because it's putting his whole
personal life
out there, but I don't know, he's Kanye, he's gonna do that,
at the same time, what is more appealing to the audience than celebrities airing their, you know what I'm saying? It's so juicy as content that's why I feel perhaps some of it is genuinely him.
And it's that's why rappers get big for gimmicks and then they last a year or two and they don't have any substance because they got big by doing gimmicks and beefing with people or doing stupid shit for attention, and it's none of that shit will last, but it's what attracts people the most. It'll blow you up faster than dropping albums and stuff. If you just do some stupid video, it could just but you could be grinding and working on music for years and it would never get the same fraction of just some stupid some stupid shit because people love stupid shit, you know?
Yeah, great example of that is Eminem, when he pretty much had to adopt the Slim Shady persona, and that is essentially a gimmick, you know?
Yeah.
But like it was a character that the shock value kind of helped because he was doing music, like regular music. He was even more conscious before, and then he did the Slim Shady stuff. I mean, it was so good that it allowed him to sustain himself. And even now when his music is not that good, he's still very relevant because of how good Slim Shady was.
The image
you know what I'm
was,
saying?
yeah.
So maybe, like, I don't know. I guess you live or die by the gimmick in that sense.
Yeah, but that's like a more planned out, like, thinkable, like, it's like a whole, like, persona, character, like, it ties in with the
deliberate,
music. But I'm talking, like, let's say, like, for instance, like, Lil Pump, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when he came out, it super messed with him and stuff, but he just did, all those dumb, like, videos, you know what I'm saying? And now he was, like, huge for, like, a year, and then, like, he just recently dropped an album. Oh, dope, the hookah.
Yeah, got the hoops, you know what I'm saying? Big up Gocho.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The videographer too and edits this podcast actually. So, you know, show him some love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Lil Pump, so you're saying he dropped an album, but the music wasn't like banging?
It dropped, it sold like only like I don't know. I might be wrong on this, but it was like maybe like 3K units or something. It was something like really like, damn. That he didn't really do much promotion on it either, but it also shows that just like, you know, like gimmicks, like they get old.
Clout versus actual support, because it's like, at the end of the day, you might have this many followers, this many likes, but how many people will buy your music?
They're even listen to it. Like, now it's not even like they have the streaming service and stuff, but now they won't even like listen to it. It's like, damn.
Do you think he's irrelevant because like the consumer market determined that, or do you feel like he's taking a backseat because maybe he's just being rich and you know, living that life, fucking bitches, whatever, you know?
Exactly. It's one of those things like you'll never really know unless they were to come out and outright speak on their own. But honestly, like you can't like count anyone out from bouncing back. Like you know what I mean? Like especially like he does have like, you know, a name, and if you were to do something that would pop off, if you were to, you know, just work on it, it could definitely pop off again. It's hard to count anyone out unless they do something like super messed up, you know what I'm saying?
I also think if you're already in the limelight, it's not that hard to like come back in, you know? Like, you just have to drop something fire, or even if you have like some kind of scandalous event, you know, like, or like a controversial moment, you'll be back in the spotlight.
Yeah, if I was him, like Pump, if I was in a position like that, I'd start to like, you know, take music seriously and start working with up and comers who are like hot, you know what I'm saying? And then kind of like, you know, put on for them, and you're still like, it'll build shit like stuff back up. I feel like that's how lots of people stay relevant, is they'll start working with people, you know, underneath, and like put them up like Trippie Redd working with like Sofago and stuff like that. Like, you know, when a new artist comes in, just recognizing it and like putting them on, but not, and like, you know, it's a mutual beneficial thing, because then they'll show that you're tapped in. You know what I'm saying? That's what Drake does too.
Drake did it the best.
Yeah, literally. That's
Remember
why he's
when
so
21
relevant.
Savage started popping off, and then they had that song, and it was just it was a really good look for both of them. You know what I'm saying? And it was a good track too.
Yeah, for sure.
We were discussing yesterday, and I definitely want to bring this up, is this subgenre of rap that I'm sure a lot of the audience has heard it in some form. You said it was emo rap.
Emo rap, yeah.
And there's a lot of people who like actually listen to emo rap.
There's a lot.
So what is this like phenomena? What is this subculture of rap? How does it incorporate elements of like hip hop or trap? And then like, what's the emo side of it?
So it's this sound that like started bubbling on SoundCloud, I think, like in like probably like the 2010s, early mid 2010, like the 2010s, I'd say. And a lot of it was like what would they do is they'd sample like songs like Check Yes Juliet. Do you know Check Yes Juliet? Like a lot of like old like classic like, or like a Jimmy Eats World song, or like a Green Day sample, or like a Sum 41 sample, and like turning into things. And it started getting a lot of notoriety. That's like, you know, Lil Peep did that. I'm pretty sure he had like a Pierce the Veil sample on Hellboy or something. I could be right. It's some band like that. I'm not sure if it's that band, but I remember there being like a band like that. So incorporating it and just singing about like, you know, the same type of lyrical content where, you know, it's like sort of emotional, sad, like more.
But it's still like braggadocious.
Braggadocious, that's the thing.
It's still like swaggy. It's still about like your chain or your bitches or whatever.
And that's
what I found interesting. It was like, it was pretty like emotional and sad, and like there was like depression kind of in it, but then it was also like
hard.
Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah, no, that's where the emo and then the rap comes in from, like, you know, is that like sort of like hitting it more like a flow on a verse, or like talking about more lyrically like rap stuff about like clothes or chains or stuff like that.
Does every emo rapper have a face tat? Is that like a requirement?
I think every rapper has a face tat. Like you know, like I think once you get a face tat, you're sturdy, you know?
You definitely.
Dude, yes, bro. What?
I'm surprised you don't have one.
Yo, just wait. A face tat. Yeah, no, I'm gonna get. Yeah, for sure. I want to get a red one, like right here. I want to get like the name of the clothing that I want to do. It'd be like nuts, hard. Super sick. I want to be covered in tattoos. Do you have any tattoos?
I have a few.
Tattoo tour. Oh, what's that? What is
this? This one is just a little design. I got it in Mexico. This one says "Know Thyself" in Latin. And I got this was my little first one, little soft thing, you know. And then I have one here. So.
Nice.
I do want to be fully tatted. I would even do neck. You know. What I'm saying?
Would you do face tattoo?
If it was like small, but like it would have to be like a decent looking one. I don't want like a really big one. It would be like small and subtle, but I would only do that after I get my whole neck tatted, and then it would make sense.
I was like feeling so impulsive in like December, just like. Cause I'm like, you know, when you just like, you're going through something and you just want to like change something and you're like dye your hair or you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm just going to get a face tat. Like, and then like some people talked me out of it, like, bro, like chill out.
Yeah. Work on the sleeve first.
Yeah, I know. I got way more other areas to tattoo. Like, I don't even think a tattoo artist, they look at me and be like, no, thanks.
No, you could find someone like low key who would do it for probably like,
but then is it going to be good though? You know what I'm saying?
That's true. And that's for life.
On your face. I think, you know what I think would be hard was be like a quarter note, like right here. Or something like, you know, like a little quarter note. Yeah, that'd be super tough.
It's interesting how like mainstream tattoos are now. I feel like even like when we were kids, they were starting to be mainstream, but before it was like super taboo. Yeah, and before it was like reserved only for like particular like groups of people. It's like they would do that in their traditions and their cultures. Yeah, and now it's like doctors, lawyers, every next person has a tat.
Yeah, I think it's just about like the more freedom of expression is more consciously aware in our society today. I think
100%, because in the West, like, in other parts of the world, it's still like that. If you have a tattoo, they'll look
like
at you
weird, but like here, it's just like just ways of expression and art, and it's being more accepted because like. Yeah, we're just like kind of growing. Like we're not sort of stuck to like we have to like be proper and stuff like that because we've like, hey, we don't like wearing suits and ties every day. Like this is kind of like, you know, people are just 100%. More free to do what they want. Like back then, like everything was so centralized back then. Like you watched your TV, you listened to like the one radio station.
Everyone, like the
one thing.
Yeah, the one job or the couple companies.
And there's like less people on the planet and all that. So everything just sort of like with the whole movement of like art cultures and revolutions and stuff like that, like it'll change people's perception and make people want to express things. And when people go through things too, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, like I was feeling super impulsive and I just wanted the tattoo. Yeah. You know, it's I gotta take this out.
I got the grilly.
Yeah, you can't smoke with them. I'm getting the bottom soon. Shout out to Midas. You hit him up on Instagram. Trust the Midas. Yeah, he's got some crazy pieces, and they it's in like this like hype store. It's called Deep Drop, I think. Super sick.
I've been looking to get a pair, but I just want like one or two just for the fangs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, like I want like a subtle one, but I've been looking, but I haven't really got too into it. Plus, sometimes I'd be like, well, is there something better I should be spending on my money, like responsibility wise? But it's sick stuff. I can't lie. But I want one right here.
If you want one, bro, let me know. I'll hook you up.
Yo, hook me up, bro. Midas, bro.
Yeah, no. If you want one, let me know. I'll link you to him. He'll do it. Yeah.
Is it reasonably priced? Would you say?
Yeah, like it's like, you know, depending on what you want and stuff, but like if you just get like sterling silver or something like that, you know what I mean? It's not too sterling silver's not that expensive. So that's, and I don't want, I feel like getting gold, especially like me just being like, I feel like white guys just like look weird.
Gold doesn't look good on white skin or silver. It really does. Like I tried with the nose ring, I tried with the earrings, but I always end up going silver.
Me too. Yeah, no, the gold doesn't really look good on like, when I see like white people with like gold teeth and shit, it just kind of looks like, I don't know.
You need a tan. Like you have to be like nice and tan. It has to be a certain kind of gold. Maybe
I can see chains, like gold chains.
Yeah,
and stuff,
gold chain.
But like grills specifically, when I see like gold grills, I'm just like, Like you got to get like white gold,
Yeah,
you
like
know?
diamonds or platinum, some shit, you know.
Yeah, something like that. It just doesn't match with it that well. But yeah, man. So there's a lot of with everything opening up, there's like events and stuff coming soon. Do you have anything planned? Like, are you going to be playing or like going to any events?
Honestly, I wasn't too big of an event goer like before COVID.
I don't think anyone was, and now I think everyone's
now I want to be.
Yeah.
But I like the underground events that are kind of have emerged as a result of it. And, by the time we release this, we will probably have already done it, but we're doing like a little beer pong tournament here. You know what I'm saying?
That's so
And
sick.
you told me you have something on the 4th?
Yeah, the 4th.
March 4th.
March 4th at T0XXIC. It's a club appearance. And
So what is it?
I'll be performing probably like a song or two. I think another 2-3 artists are going to be, just pulling up. Playing a couple songs and just like talking to people, man. Like I just want to like get out there and like meet the people who come to events, you know what I'm saying? Really like build the scene in the community again and like have it solidified because it's been like so long, especially up here in Canada, you know what I mean? Like
we're like the last.
The last, yeah. We're in last place with this whole
disgusting. Like, I don't want to discuss it too much because I still want to get monetized.
Of course, no, we won't speak on it, but we're finally starting to like catch up and hopefully, we see the light at the end of the tunnel because but yeah, no, that'll be really exciting. So there's a club appearance there just to talk and meet, and then I think on the 12th we have another one back at T0XXIC. It's for this producer Dion. He's releasing a beat tape and it's going to be a release party. So he's going to throw a bunch of beats on. You can come pull up and cypher if you want. There's going to be an open mic. So if you guys want to, pull up and like show what you got.
At the club?
So yeah, at T0XXIC. Okay. You can pull up, show us what you got. If you're sick, we're always looking to work with like dope artists and stuff. I can provide like lots of services like, studio, maybe even some show opportunities. So if you're really dope and you got a good vibe, like pull up. We'd love to see some dope people. And yeah, we'll just be playing like a couple songs and just talking and chilling with everyone and like, building it up. And then, building it up for the end of the month, we want to do a release party for one of my singles. So once we get that more solidified too, that'll be out there.
So these are singles. So that single, is that coming out on the EP that you were telling me about?
No, so I've been working on a couple projects sort of simultaneously, and it's so I have this one that I've been working on for a long time. I probably had the idea of it when I was like 20, so like probably like 3-4 years ago. And I was like, yo, like love and other drugs. That was just like something that came in my mind. And ever since then, like I didn't want to rush it because I didn't want to like just go all in because I knew I wasn't ready to like do a whole, sort of project yet. Still had a lot of development and stuff to do. Was going like just a lot in life too. So whenever I'd make a really good song, I would keep it. There's a couple songs, but as time, you cut songs and you add new ones. But there's a couple that stuck from like, when I was through college, when I was like right before college. And then some songs like post college. That's kind of where I really wrapped up the tape, was like sort of this year. Because I could really, that's when my engineering started getting like really like, actually like quality.
What'd you do in college?
I studied at Fanshawe College for Music Industry Arts over in London, where we studied recording, engineering, production, artist development, contracts, music contracts, business. We even did a lot of post stuff too for like movies and stuff. I was never really into the audio post, to be honest. It's
it's so rigorous.
Yeah, like it's just not. It's not
You gotta be wired for that. Yeah, you gotta either be like on coke or caffeine.
It's for people. This is the thing. For audio engineering, there's the really like sort of technical lane that you can go, and there's like the creative lane. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the people who do music like us and we're like more on the creative
social,
side.
Outgoing, but like those technical dudes are so like solitary
precise,
and it's like lone wolves.
Yeah. So they're I think those are the two lanes. So I just wasn't really into like the super super technical stuff. Like even like miking drums, like we were talking before. God. Oh my God, like I hate doing that. Like I really just want to.
Thank God for digital, bro. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm totally in the box. Like I'm in the box. I'm in the box, bro. Like I'm not a out of the box kind of guy, like analog and stuff. But I can still kind of use it. But I just rather it's just like so like boom, quick. I don't know. It's just nice.
It is, and it also opened up, like you were saying the other day. It opened up the industry to like everyone. But at the same time, I feel like that does come at a cost, because before music was like, you have to really go out of your way to like make music and record music.
You couldn't get it to anyone either, right?
Yeah. It was a little pricier, and normally you had to kind of be good. I felt like I feel like now it's like it doesn't matter if you're not good or you're good, as long as you can make a good track. And like, you can figure out that formula. That's delivery. All that matters.
Yeah, bro. With good delivery and stuff, that's all that matters.
It was kind of sad when I was in Trebis and like the old school audio engineers, like I could tell like when they hear like a Pink Floyd album, then they compare it to like what we listen to, it like breaks their heart, because not only did the older music take so much more effort, and like it does sound better in a sense, like warmer, or like, you know, you get that like analog feel, but now it's just like, man, like some kid in his room can make a song better than something on that Pink Floyd album. You know, like it's kind of like not this in Pink Floyd legends, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like, okay, so it's what happens every cycle in music. So there was the era where there's those bands, the crazy advanced bands, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, you know, Jimi Hendrix, sort of like early 60s, 70s. And it was like this really, really advanced, like so many notes, like crazy, like acid psychedelics. And then right after that, in probably like the 70s, 80s, punk music started coming around, and punk music was just kids in there, like kind of like how it is now. Like this is kind of like punk rock, because like kids, it was kind of shitty, but it was good because they couldn't play on the level of like those guys, but they just picked up guitar, and if they played like 3 or 4 chords and just like had a whole band and just screamed their hearts out, it sounded good enough. And people were mad at punk because like, oh, this is so trash. It just has like stupid lyrics. It's not like crazy or even like talented. And now we're going through another cycle with like the digital stuff. And it's like now that music is like totally digital, people in the analog are like, digital, like da. Yeah.
It's so interesting when you listen to like an analog song now, though, because, and for me, the biggest example is Michael Jackson. Like his music, it sounds so good, you know? Like I'm not saying new music doesn't sound good, but there's something unique about the older vintage sound that we try to recreate too, even digitally, but I think it'll never be done again, you know? But I felt like, do you feel like we're in like the golden age of music now? Do you think music's in a good place, or do you feel like it's kind of getting maybe oversaturated? What do you think of the quality? Because there's so much out there, right? A lot of good stuff, but a lot of like not so good stuff either.
Yeah, I think that's a tough one, because if it, like, say if I was born in not today's day and age, would I still be able to be what I can do? You know what I'm saying? So I really think this is kind of like I feel like the golden age of music, because it's like the industry is exploding sort of like a landmine. Like even taking how many studios are running probably in Toronto now versus how many when the music industry was only for the people who are really tapped in.
And you needed like $1 million studio.
Now everyone, you know, if you can get like a nice, like, you know, like a Neumann mic and like an Apollo and like, you know, some like Yamahas and your laptop, like, you know, you can like run a nice studio as long as you get like proper stuff. It's a lot easier for everyone. So it wasn't, you know, and anyone can kind of just like pick up on it quick, and it's so much faster. But then it comes at a price. Now we're getting music served to us like it's like McDonald's burgers, like fast food. You know what I mean? Because it can just be mass produced so quickly.
It's also the process of even consuming music. Like we don't own music now; we stream it, right? Before you would actually buy a CD. I think our generation was kind of like the last that maybe dealt with that. Like I bought a few CDs in my day, but after that, as soon as like maybe like I was like grade 6 or something, it's like MP3 players and iPods, and then it was done. Then it was all digital from there. And now who buys CDs? Cars don't even come with CD players.
I know, yeah. No, I used to work at HMV when I was in high school, so I have a bunch of CDs.
Jeez. Yeah. They used to I feel like they have the sickest like shirts at HMV. Like,
dude, I wish I still had mine, bro. Like I would rock
always
that
look
every
at those
day.
shirts, and I'm like, yo, those are sick. And they have like movie shirts and like music shirts. I used to like going into HMV. It was such a vibe, and everyone who worked there was like down to earth. Dope. Did they close all of them?
Well, yeah, they closed down. They went out of business, but Sunrise Records bought them over. So it's like the same thing. Just doesn't have the same vibe. CDs. Yeah. So what were we saying about the CDs? Were you saying something?
I was saying how like cars don't have CD players anymore. we were like the last generation to buy CDs. Now no.
Oh yes, this is what I was gonna go. Sorry, we may or may not have had something that it would influence my thought process. But yeah, and going digital, like that's another thing. It's like, okay, like people are like, why do people want to own NFTs? You can't even own it. But you were saying, like people don't own music, they just stream it. So it's like you have that album sort of on your phone. We're like growing up in a thing where it's so digital, where like kids will blow their parents' like bank accounts on like a piece of like Fortnite gear. You know? And it's like you can't really like own it, but it's like we're getting more into like owning digital things. And
it's like you own like some kind of rights to this intellectual property, and it is like a new space, and I feel like it is in a sense making us like reassess our whole like system, you know, because it's like, what does it mean to own something? Is owning something, before it used to be like, well, can you hold it? Do you own it? You know what I'm saying? Because if God forbid the power grid, electricity goes out, right? See, or like my phone dies or something, or I lose my phone.
Crashes.
Yeah, like you know, it's different than when you're able to hold it. But at the same time, if there's no electricity and you own a CD, it's not going to be good either. It's kind of like, I feel like what NFTs and even crypto in general has done is confirmed like our new frontiers, like internet. It's no longer just like the physical, it's the non-physical, the digital.
It's almost like we're entering into another type of... It sounds trippy and like hippie when I say it, but almost like another dimension.
Literally another dimension, and with new rules. And it's like now, for example, if you own this NFT, you can go on in the metaverse with, for example, like Khabib, who's like a UFC, UFC champion, former UFC champion. Like you can, if you own his NFT, he will chat with you on the metaverse, and if you put this VR on, it's like you're actually with him, you know? So it's like, what, and to me, the biggest thing it asks is, what is reality? Is reality like what our brain interprets? Because it's like, now you're experiencing this world, but in reality, you're sitting on this chair in this room.
What's reality? I think
it's literally like the mental stimulation, because whatever feels real. And at that point, we're going to go in a direction where it's going to be like VR porn, VR sex. They already have that, you know, like, and it's virtual. And to be honest, I personally don't think it's good for humankind to,
it's inevitable though.
But it's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
And it's kind of like we've evolved to this point for a reason, and it's got to keep going this way, because we can't go back.
I know.
As much as I want to be like, oh, back in the day, this, that, we also have so many like conveniences and luxuries that are a result of that.
Yeah.
Google. Yeah. Bro, we know everything.
Yeah,
you know
you get into an argument with your friend, you're like, okay, let's see who's fucking right. Yeah, you know? But it's like, it's also like the thing is it is inevitable, because think of how like people are so addicted to like social media and the dopamine, you know, effect that it has on people's brains and how addicted they get. And then once they start to amplify that to real life, to like actually say like feeling something like love or feeling something like, you know, like complete satisfaction, like, or like tasting like really good food, and you can eat that food and have the sensation of tasting that food, but maybe now you don't have to have the calories, the grease, or the carbs or something from it, so you can still like stimulate yourself. So people are just gonna like live in constant forms of stimulations in a simulation.
Yo, that was good. That's the soundbite right there, yo. That's the real.
Yeah, literally. That's,
real talk, bro. And I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong at all. And the thing is, though, I feel like there is, with the introduction of this new dimension, there's a kind of movement towards traditionalism. You're seeing a lot of people trying to emphasize like going out, hunting, nature, you know, eating meat, like, you know, like these kind of things. Food. Yeah, you know, like there's, in a sense, I think a lot of people who aren't necessarily for this new frontier kind of want like a more reclusive, like rural life, like almost going back to like, let's grow our own food, let's be more this. And it's easier said than done. You know, it's way easier to just click I agree to the terms and conditions, put this on and stay. You know what I'm saying?
Take my soul.
Yeah, literally. It's way easier to do that than literally having to go buy land. And it's not made easy to live outside the confines of society. Like they make it hard. Like it's going to be really hard for you to like live in an isolated cabin somewhere. You're eventually going to have to come to the city for like groceries or something, you know, like we're so interdependent on everything now.
Have you ever watched those shows like Living Life Below Zero or any of those things where people like live in Alaska?
No.
Oh my god, dude! There's it's so crazy. They it's this show where it's like a reality show where they follow these people that just like totally decided to like go off the grid and live in like the Arctic, and it shows them how they get their food, how they do everything, how they get their power, like, and it's just crazy. Like this one like lady, she lived like she had like a bunch of bulldozers or some shit like that, and she like lived like literally in the middle of like miles of ice, like just miles, in some like shitty little like tent just coated and shit. And I just can't believe that. But it's crazy, like, you know, even like if you go into like minimalism, you know what I'm saying, people who don't like to own things and they like have like small homes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's just a way of life that some people are, because some people, like, I feel like I'm definitely a victim, like I don't know the right word, but I definitely love like material things, and I gotta like watch out for that, because like, you know, I feel like it's so easy to be tied into that, being like, oh my god, like, see, like I'm like, oh, these grills, like I love wearing them. I don't feel the same if I don't have them on, you know. It's just the way that like material objects have such like a control on like your mind and stuff.
All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Borough Sound. It's your boy Big Turk, aka DJ Czar, Toxic in the building.
Yo. We took a little break.
We did take a little break.
The grid went off. We were just talking about that, bro. Holy
man, nothing in life is guaranteed, even these cameras. You know what I'm saying? So you said the EP you're working on, one of the projects you're working on, what was it called? Late Night Rager?
Oh, All Night Rager.
All Night Rager.
Yeah.
Okay, the reason I asked that is, so you seem like a dude who like likes to party. You know what I'm saying? What is your ideal, like, what's your formula for raging? What is the, you know, mixture of things or the vibes that Toxic needs to rage?
To rage? Okay, so I gotta like, you know, there's a lot of things I could like to rage. Like if I want to go super hard, like definitely like not so much anymore, but I'd like definitely like some freaking stimulants. Okay. I'm not gonna. Yeah, we'll keep it definitely PC. Some stimulants, and you know, some drinks, and some beer pong, you know.
Beer pong is
some
key.
Beer pong, good music, like all your homies have to be there, or else like it's stupid. And then, you know, either, you know, some pretty ladies or the pretty lady you're talking to or something, you know what I'm saying? Like just like a good vibe where everyone, you know, feels nice, and just like some crazy music, and everyone just has to like not be lame, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like no like weird fucking like vibes and shit. Like I hate that shit. And just like, like just getting like super turned. I definitely like house parties and like underground events, and like, you know, way more than like going to the club. Like I feel like going to the club, like you just waste way too much money. So much money. You just are with a bunch of people who are just like trying to flex and be super stuck up. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's like a popularity contest of who can spend the most money, and it's just so dumb. Like, you know, like let's just spend like $3,000 on bottles that are like worth $60. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like,
and women, like a lot of times people do that to get women at the club, and it's not even guaranteed.
It's like the dudes who do that are like whack, and then the girls who care about that are whack. Like,
they deserve each other though, in that sense. You know, like they do deserve each other.
It's like a perfect intertwine for them. But definitely like clubs can be fun, and I'm obviously gonna like do them and like, you know, club appearances and stuff. But I would way rather like have some cool event and like, you know, with like some cool artists or like, you know, or like a fashion show or some shit like that. Something like in a like something where something productive is going on.
It's authentic. It's not performative. People are literally like being themselves, and I feel like people are more likely to be themselves when they're in an environment like this versus like at a club where you do have to play a part. You know, at the club, like even when I used to go, like I would try to look a certain way, and you're trying to like see how you're being perceived. You know, you're gonna get a drink and like you're scoping the scene. I feel like, I don't know, bro. Like unless you have like a booth, like I don't recommend clubbing.
Yeah, and it's also just like the thing about I noticed about clubbing too, and especially because I went when I was in college. I was in like a super like nightlife clubby sort of like little city.
In London?
London. Yeah, the super like it was kind of that vibe. And the thing about I noticed is you can't do anything productive. All you do is you go there, you waste time, you waste money. You know what I mean? But here, like say like in this big city like Toronto where there's actually like arts and cultures, you can still like go out with your friends, get turned up, have a good time, and you can fucking like network.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's beneficial, and you don't go like you feel like you wasted something. Now you met someone, say you needed someone to do like cool photos, you meet some cool photographer.
Or you have a connection for the future. You have an event, you can invite them. You're right. Toronto, like when you go out in Toronto, it does end up being networking because everyone has like something they do, whether it's like, they have their main job, but maybe they make cupcakes, maybe they make music, maybe they make clothes. You know, like it's good to have people within that like local economy.
Yeah. And the cool thing is there's these in Toronto, there's events for these kind of things for every type of sector that you want to go in. So whether it's fashion, art, or even if you wanted to get into like, I feel like there's definitely like not like lit events, but if there's definitely like events for say like business or even like like home decor events, you know what I'm saying? Like lots of cool stuff like that. Where you could go into any sort of scene that you'd want to go to. It's their dance, like, you know what I'm saying? You do like dance battles, you know what I'm saying? Like there's every sort of lane that you could go in.
Yo, I remember I asked you, I met this guy right away and I'm like, yo, you're going to be my plug for events in the city.
Yeah.
So if I'm just trying to go and just dance, but in a place where everyone's dancing so that it's not like a weird vibe where some mans are grilling and some, like just like a dance environment. Like, what would you recommend?
You know what? Let me see. Let me think. If you're looking for like a club, honestly, Toy Box is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Over, I think by Union, it's just a big open dance floor. And when I went there one time, dude, there was this guy in a wheelchair and he was like literally like spinning it, using his hands, and everyone was just going crazy. Like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? If he can get it lit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's a big open dance floor. I didn't really see too many, like, people weren't really at like booths, you know what I'm saying? They have like these giant, like, or not giant, they have people dressed as like mascots, like as someone walks around as like Iron Man and like, you know, has a suit, and then they get like, I think the proper term is like little people to like I
know what you mean. Yeah.
So like they hire them and they put them in like teddy bear suits and get them to run around.
Whoa.
Yeah, like
some Wolf of Wall Street type vibe.
Yeah. So it's like it's definitely like a cool vibe. But yeah, there's a lot of places closed down too though. So
I know, man. Yo, I wish like I could re-experience pre-COVID life. Like it just like it seems like a lifetime ago where that was the norm.
People are so different now.
Everyone's different.
So different.
Even within my family, it caused rifts. You know what I'm saying? Because based on where people fall on, you know, where they stand and where their views and seeing each other. And man, like, you know, hopefully on March 1st, they're saying they're going to drop the mandates. Hopefully it continues in that direction because, you know, everyone wants to restore some sense of normality.
Yeah. The hardest thing about it is just like deciphering like what's like true and what's not true, because there's so many different sides and so many points of information. You don't know which side is leaking what sorts of misinformation. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the side that you attach to or not. There's definitely, I feel like there's definitely like foreign agencies messing with both.
100%. Nowadays, it's not about whether information is true or false. It's about whether or not it's harmful or helpful.
Yeah.
And I think whenever, you know, you let like an external source, like a paternalistic source, whether it's your parents or the government, when they're able to determine what's beneficial to you and what's harmful, then it takes away your ability to be like, oh no, I find this harmful. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh no, we want to take care of you, do this. And we're definitely heading in a more authoritarian direction.
Yeah, and it's like it's also like the thing that I think about is like, okay, well, what's next? If they're doing it for this, they're definitely going to keep doing it, because it's like when something gets sort of introduced, it doesn't really go away.
Yeah.
It's like, think about after like 9/11, all the surveillance, all that kind of stuff, you know
Very
what I'm saying?
true.
And like there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on right now too, especially with this like, but so definitely just the plan is to just get out of Canada. Like
I'm trying,
no
bro.
cap. Like,
it's even hard
cap.
to leave the country if you're not vaxxed.
Yeah,
you know
definitely.
what I'm saying? So I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
Where things go, I don't know. We'll see. Like Florida and Texas, we're coming for you.
Yes.
Yeah. No, definitely the plan is to get out of Canada. I've also noticed there's just other things too. Like, why is our gas so expensive? Why is our rent like so expensive? Why are houses like $2-3 million just for a normal house, man? If you were to compare like the house in the market of Toronto to somewhere in like like Texas or say like
Nashville,
or like Chicago, you know, any other place, and it would be like astronomically like higher just for like land for land, or even like the quality of the house. Like there's like literally dumpsters that sell here for $1 million, like minimum, you know. And you know, the rent, man, it's super high. And like the price of chicken, I saw 4 chicken breasts for like $30 the other day, and I was like, what? Like what? Like, why is this so expensive? Like, it's just, they're trying to make it harder for people to live.
100%.
The less money, it's also I feel like we're in a point. It's like you're saying, authoritarian, and one way to control people is to make them lose all aspects of freedom. So if we lose our financial freedom, then what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's another aspect.
And
of
they're
freedom.
definitely gonna the way they're gonna combat that is, hey, guess what? We're gonna provide you with a basic
social
monthly allowance. You know what I'm saying?
Put a cap on how much money you can make.
Yeah.
So you can't move to above to a certain class. So you're kind of sort of financially limited in what you can do.
Yeah, and my boy who lived in England before, and you know, he noted, in London they installed those cameras, like speed cameras, like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and then we just kind of started doing it now. And now what they have in I'm not sure if it's all of England, but if you have a particular car and it's like from before 2015, you have to pay every time you drive it because of the environmental impact.
Yeah, carbon tax.
Yeah, carbon tax, but it's so direct. It's like every time you step in that car, you got to pay like $20 or whatever.
Okay, I can't speak on this because I don't know how it works, but I'm just like, is this money gonna clean the air? Like, you know, like, is this $20 gonna go and clean the air? Like, you know,
I think they want to move into a more like electric.
I don't know. I mean, definitely move to more electric. Yeah, but like,
the government pays the air with the money.
Yeah, like they just throw up a bunch of 20s and it cleans the air. Like, I don't know. That's just one. I don't really know how that works, so I can't really speak on it.
But to think that like the government, which is a group of individuals, has claim over something like the air, or something like like your body, or something like land. Like, remember when they said no dancing? It was like, whoa. Like, you cannot, like, the fact that they said that was like, that's when I knew it was going downhill.
I knew this girl who lived in Mississauga, and it was probably May of 2021, and she went outside to walk her dog on her rollerblades in a parking lot by herself, and she got a $600 ticket.
Whoa. Where?
In Mississauga.
Saga.
Like last year. That's the kind of stuff that was going on, you know? Like, how does that make any sense?
And what's crazy is I feel like when you take those to court, like it's just a long process. She still had
to pay it.
She had to pay it?
She had to pay it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
She should have fought that, bro.
She did.
Oh, and then they're like, you have to pay it?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
I know.
Man, it's a brave new world, man.
Yeah, so definitely the plan is...
That's why we just gotta, you know, continue making our art and just, you know, existing
Can't
as
let
we
that,
are.
Yeah.
We, at least as artists, we kind of operate on our own playing field. Whereas I think the masses we're all kind of dependent on what the government says to an extent, but I feel like when your identity is tied to that, then they really have you. But when you're able to, you know, identify yourself with, you know, something creative, it's like almost like they can't control you, you know, or like that side of you.
Yeah, I just personally myself have like a mass distrust in all forms of government. Because, you know, it's like you could go at any point in history, and every single time through everything they lied, and there's someone who comes in and for whatever side and pitches the BS to whatever is popular at the moment, and then gets elected, and then they just like, you know, say a bunch of promises, and then nothing ever ends up happening.
It's so naive, I think, to fully trust the government. Anyone, you know, like if anyone in history to fully 100% trust the government, I feel like is naive. It's like you're not critical enough, or like you don't understand the nature of politics, which is inherently more times corrupt, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like just look like, you can, even throughout this whole ordeal that's been going on for the past 2 years, you can look at like the things that say like, you know, politicians like that are in power, like leaders of political parties, things that they've said, and then 3 months later they go completely against what they said, or maybe not even 3 months. 100%. And it's like
normal.
Like you can't trust anything that anyone says because they'll just say whatever to make you sort of like not forget about it, so there's not an uproar, and then they go ahead and they make the legislation to the point where you're like, you didn't even know it was happening because they didn't say it was going to happen.
Yeah, some politicians do that really well, where it's like everything they say is calculated and it's not true. You know, it's just like they're like little like political robots or puppets, where it's like you don't really believe what they're saying, but they're saying the thing that is correct to say.
And the thing about even this whole year too that's going on is all these people, they have their money in this. Lots of them have their money involved in
Moderna or all of that.
Or even like for instance, say like Doug Ford.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know when you walk into a store and you see all those stickers on the ground and you see stickers up that say stay 2 feet, and every time he releases a new plan to reopen, he says under everything you can see it says with the appropriate stickers. Yeah. And if you look up, this is like, you can look it up. Like if you look up Decca Labels, it's a printing company that's owned by Doug Ford, his dad, and I think Rob Ford was a former owner.
Wow, so they're making money off the stickers.
They print all the stickers, the ones that are on the buses, the ones that
mandatory stickers.
Yeah, like if you look, no, I'm not like I'm like
that's wild.
I don't want to like speak on it, but
off the record.
But it's like there's TikToks about it, like you know what I mean. There's
this is information. This is public information.
It is public information. Like you can look it up, and I'm sure if you probably look on one of the stickers, you'll see Decca Labels somewhere or something. I don't know, but so there's certain things like that. That's like okay, like. You want this to end, but it's like
a conflict of interest.
Like think of every corporation, right? Like they're never trying to make less money than they did the last quarter, right? That's the mindset that the CEOs have, and what COVID has done. This whole I don't want the word that shall not be said. Once this whole thing started, all those companies that were at the top got even way richer. So why would they want this to end when they're making way more money than they did last quarter? And now next quarter, because they have so much of a bigger market cap or whatever, they have to keep it growing to keep the business growing so they can make more money. You know what I mean? Because they dump more into their companies and now they got to make more. So it's just like making more money and more money and more money. So that's why it's like, you know, hard to see when hopefully this stuff can end, because a lot of people have their money involved in it. And once money is sort of tied to it, that's when things start kind of the lines get great and stuff.
And it's interesting how economic activity is influenced by crisis, and like certain companies, certain corporations, certain individuals like can really capitalize off that, like Uber, Amazon, Walmart, Metro, whatever, like having this almost monopoly even on like being essential or not. Remember, like only on essential businesses, only essential services. And it's like, if you weren't essential in that moment, especially a lot of like small businesses, then, you know, you're not allowed to play, and
with zero amount of evidence of transmission, like at like hair salons and stuff like that, tattoo shops. Like for instance, I got sick when I was getting a tattoo, and then the artist, thank God he didn't end up getting it, because I would have felt so bad. I would have felt so bad. But you know what I'm saying? Like if you have the proper PPE and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like you're kind of like, you know, then it's like, you know,
there are many ways to protect yourself. Yeah. You know, at the end of the day, if you have antibodies from having it, you know, to a large extent, you're protected. The vaccine offers some form of protection. Yeah. The wearing PPE, but at the end of the day, being healthy offers protection. Yeah. Eating the right foods, working on your immune system. Like, definitely. It's so hard to determine like the single causing factor of virus. Like, oh, it's because people aren't wearing masks. Oh, it's because of the vaccine. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Like, you know, but I feel like that's what they try to do to like generalize. And it's like, I don't know, it's taking its own life. But I honestly have faith that, you know, the real ones will continue being real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And this is the way things are meant to be at the end of the day. Like the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, like all of human history has been leading up to this moment necessarily. You know, like it's all because of what happened in the past that we have no control over. So we just kind of got to let it play out. And, you know, at the end of the day, you just got to go with the punches and, you know, roll with the waves.
Yeah. It's like, It's made, you know, there's a lot of things that came out of it too. Like it's made a lot of good things. Like a lot of people, you know, like made a lot of online businesses this year. You know, there's like a down, and it's almost like the point of our history where we kind of, it's our like the moment that really transitions us into the digital realm.
Yeah.
You know, I think because like people do
Stay at home, work from home,
buy stuff online, streaming. How much did streaming concerts, all this stuff go up? Netflix, all the streaming, all that kind of stuff. So it was definitely like something that happened that sort of like shifted our like focus into more of a digital sort of perspective and reality.
Speaking on digital, so we're gonna wrap this episode up just now, but I want you to let the audience know, or at least me know, when can we expect some kind of drop, bro? Because you were showing me some pretty good stuff out in the stew.
Yeah, man. So basically, you know, I got this single called "Take Me Down." About to upload it to DSPs like tomorrow. We're gonna drop that on the 25th of March. You know, hopefully get to do a cool release party, do all that cool stuff. You know, throw these events to lead up to the listening party. So once the details are more on that, I'm gonna, you know, definitely tap in with that. And then, you know, I got that mixtape that I've been working on, Love and Other Drugs. That's gonna be coming out later in the spring. And then the Rage tape, All Night Rager, the one that I was showing you with all those like yeah, those tracks. That's gonna be more in the fall. Still got a lot of stuff to fix out, and then I have another project too. I'm working with a producer, As Above So Below. It's the tattoo that's on my stomach. Really cool, trippy stuff. I can show you that sometime too. But that'll be coming out probably end of the year, New Year. We've still got a lot of other songs to do, but just getting through it. But yeah, that's probably the release cycle for it coming up.
Okay, well, bro, Toxic.
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
for coming through.
Yeah,
bro.
dude, this is sick.
Y'all will probably see Toxic again. You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely do this again.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll bring a guest or something.
Yeah.
You know, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure, you know, you comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Make sure you follow me at Big Turkaz and at Borough Sound TV. Where can they find you on the socials?
You can find me on Instagram at Only Toxic, the word only, and then T0XXIC. You can find me on Spotify, all streaming platforms, Toxic T0XXIC. SoundCloud, same name. YouTube, same name. TikTok, Only Toxic T0XXIC. Yeah, check out my stuff. I just dropped a music video. An acoustic track called I'm Not Gone. Yeah, thanks so much, man. I had so much fun. This is sick.
Yes, sir. All right. Take care.